Welcome back.
Hello.
I am Damon Stone. I am the lead developer for Call of Cthulhu, the card game.
I'm Jeremy Warren. I'm soon to be the former world champion of Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah, so what's it like for you to watch somebody else contend for the title that you won last year, and now that you're working here, unable to defend your title?
Yeah, it's a little bittersweet. It's hard to put into words, but
Yep.
I'm having fun, so
Good.
probably let somebody else win for once. Nah.
Yeah. Well,
good.
considering the people that we have competing, they've each actually already won a
Yes.
championship. And by a championship, I mean we have Jim Black, one of our very early champions. He is the world champion from 2007 and has won multiple regional championships. Tom is world champion from 2009 to 2012. He's won 7 Gen Cons, pretty much all the national championships. So, pretty,
Very impressive.
yeah, pretty impressive.
Should be a matchup for the ages.
That's for sure.
Two of the best.
You know, Jim's got to be really excited about having been one of the early ones and that chance of being the last champion also.
Yep.
Nice bookends there.
Be very cool.
Something that a lot of our viewers might not know is that Tom and Jim actually used to play against each other in the same meta back in the CCG days.
I hear Jim's been playing since the game first came out in 2004.
Yeah, that is correct.
It's a long time. He hasn't missed a single Worlds except for last year.
Yeah. Well, you can't make them all, but he's
tried.
Close. Yeah. Speaking of which, he made sure to let us know. He would give a shout out to Deanna and Gabby, his wife and child, who were kind enough to let him come out and play. And we can see our top contestants shuffling up that story deck. They'll be revealing these stories very quickly.
So Tom's playing a Yogg deck featuring many of his champion cards. Very fitting. Hall of Champions, and I believe Jim is playing a Cthulhu deck. I believe that's
nobody actually.
his favorite faction I hear is Cthulhu.
Yeah, definitely.
Also playing Yogg with it.
Interesting to know that each of them is 5 and 1.
So Jim's going with the Copish of the Abyss for his restricted card. Tom has Diseased Sewer Rats.
Yes. So they've drawn their 8 cards. They are contemplating what is going to be resourced right now. As we have seen in past championships, this is the first of the major decisions being made. I have seen games won and lost based entirely on what card someone has chosen to resource or not resource.
Yes, very crucial. Jim has lots of Yogg in hand. Wow. One Cthulhu card.
It's going to be tough because he's a really inexpensive character, and he is not going to be able to play that without at least another Cthulhu card being resourced. So he may decide to put that one away rather than hope that his first draw gives him something.
He has 3 push into the Beyonds in his hands. Very strong removal card.
Yeah.
So it makes it tough. You resource one of those. Such a good card, but something's got to go. You got to put 3 down his resources.
Yeah, looks like one push from beyond is singular.
Many angle thing going down. Tom has a Mist of Leaf, Obsessive Elder thing, a Diseased Sewer Rats for his resources. And Jim is the first player, looks like. Yep.
Yes.
Draws a Stalking Hound. Very good card. So many characters that come into play through trigger effects. You pop that Hound in for free.
And with Tom playing Yog, there's a very good chance that Stalking Hound will see
Extremely good chance, yep. They're both playing Stalking Hound, 3 of them, so might come down to whoever gets more Stalking Hounds going. So they're not easy to deal with. There's a faceless abductor. You can return a character with skill 3 less to its owner's hand if he shuffles that into his deck. Also skill, 1 combat, 1 terror.
We've seen 2 of Tom's championship cards, one of which he chooses to resource.
Just resource 1, yep. You see a Hollow Champions in his hand. Professor Nathaniel Peasley. Here comes another one of his cards.
Yes.
Archmage's Attache. Reveals another Archmage head. Whoops. Didn't want to see that one.
No, not so much.
He also has a Pushing Beyond in hand. Looks like a faceless abductor also. And there's Peasley. Uh-oh. Might be able to steal Jim's abductor. Oh, no. Jim pushes it. Wise choice. Yeah, Peasley, he's a nasty guy.
Definitely.
Swapping stuff around back and forth.
Yeah.
Especially in a Yogg mirror match.
Yeah, that card will probably see a lot of bouncing back and forth depending on who's got what domain, drain and undrained.
If you really see the Hall of Champions coming up. Possibly the Doctor. There's the Hall. You can exhaust that to look at the top 10 cards of his deck and choose any card designed by World Champion, put it into play, shuffle the rest back into his deck, and at the end of the phase, if that card is still in play, he puts it on the bottom of his deck. It's pretty much been the card of the tournament. Lots of decks have been featuring that.
Some of the World Champion cards are amongst the powerful cards in the game, so it's a great way to ensure to get some of them out. Of course, we see Jim's championship card in his hand.
Naturally. Always feels good.
Definitely, definitely.
An Obsessive Elder Thing comes into play, can return a support card and play to his owner's hand. Get that Hall out of there. Jim's getting aggressive here, look at that. Tom's drained out, so probably not fearing anything. Ready's the Elder Thing.
3 counters on Congress of the Keys. A very strong start for Jim.
Very good start. Let's see if you can keep it up. So Peasley's back. And another Hall of Champions. What's Tom gonna do here? It must be tough doing a Yogg mirror match with Peasley.
Peasley is always a really rough choice in that mirror match. A lot of it is going to come down to who has, a Yogg resource under each of their domains and a free domain open.
Jim still has a push and beyond ready for the Peasley. Tom resources push, wow. Tough call.
He's got a Mischief Leaf there. That could help him out.
I love that card.
Why, thank you.
Very powerful. When an opponent commits a character to story, as long as you have meet its steadfast requirement, which was 3 Yogg, you can move that character to any other story committed. There's Peasley, who comes in the push, just like turn 1. Wow. I don't think Tom is too happy about that. assume the Hall of Champions will be coming back down. Probably the Faceless Abductor. Try to get some defense going.
Yeah, if he can't get some characters into play, this is going to be a very short game.
Still has his attaché to use if he wants to. I'm sure he will right now. Doctor. Also has that plague stone in hand, so.
Yep, there he goes.
So you're gonna get who? It's a character, 2 costs, you could play it.
Yep, that's something I can afford.
It's a pretty good character. It's got 1 of each icon, 1 skill. Obsessive Elder thing. Yep, might as well play it. Why not? Tom getting a little aggressive and come right back at him.
Yeah, right now he's questioning where he wants to assign that first character and whether or not he wants to go ahead and on the second. It looks like he's going to keep it ready.
I'm sure he's worried about Black Dog also. Jim's playing that. I always fear the Black Dog. At least be aware of it. Jim deciding should bounce his card into play. Can spend 2 success tokens on his stories to put in for free. Let the NFAs return to his hand. It's an amazing card. I would put 1 in every single Cthulhu deck, without a doubt. Maybe 2, maybe more. It's that great of a card. He's going to Faceless Abductor his Abductor. Interesting. Must be time to bring a Descendant into play. Jim's trading away card advantage for tempo here. Let's see if it pays off. Tom has his Tatry going for the game, so if the game goes very long, Tom might have an advantage. Getting more and more cards. Jim only has 2 cards in, 1 in play, so let's see if Tom can hold him off. Let's have a card advantage take over. Yep, here comes the Descendant. Probably wondering if Tom has any Stalking Hounds. Tom does not. There's the Mrs. Surprised Jim committed his Obsessive Elder thing. They really didn't need to.
Yeah,
very surprising. Not good for Jim. Lost another card. Tom gets his 3 resource token, or 2 success tokens.
Jim's in a pretty bad spot. Yeah, I think that was a mistake that he made there. He should have kept the Abductor.
The constricting Elder thing back.
Yeah, thank you. We should get one thing.
Yeah, just send it.
As well as keeping those tokens out in Congress of the Keys.
Yeah. If he wants to win the heirloom very badly, so each person can search your deck for a support card, put it into their hand.
Yeah, now he's contemplating whether or not he wants to trigger it.
I assume he wants to go get Kopesh. But maybe not.
So Jim has one story, one.
Resource in the Hall of Champions. I believe Jim has 2 Stalking Hounds in hand. Uses Tache, finds a Mist of Leaf that won't do any good this phase.
Tom's got a fair amount of good cards in hand.
Well, Tom has a black dog.
This could make Jim's next decision to commit characters really rough, really rough result for him.
Obsessive Everything is back. As if it does not commit to a story at the end of the story phase in which the character was at a story, you get to return it to your hand. So last turn, it did not commit to a story, so it went back to his hand. Here comes this again. I'm not sure if Jim's trading card advantage away for tempo is going to work out here. You got 1 story, but still have 2 to go. Well, Tom's getting aggressive. He's got his black dogs. He knows. Not afraid of the descendant right now. When the Jim realizes that, he must have something. That's why we do that otherwise. And he's going to send him in anyway. So he has 2 Stalking Hounds. So brings a black dog in. Here comes 2 hounds. Right back. Boom, boom.
And Jim's realizing that he's kind of in a battle right now in that story.
Don't think that was worth it, though. Lose his descendant. Again, is losing card advantage. Has a Primal Fear in hand. And there goes himself. Tom gets 3 more success tokens. 2 with the other story, so suddenly Tom's threatening to win the game next turn. To win all 3 stories if things go right. And he still has a Plague Store in hand. Just in case. There's a Blood Magician. Can drain a domain to, I believe, give a character your choice until the end of the phase. One of Jim's pet favorite cards. And we played that against the last time I played him. Can be annoying to play against.
Definitely, definitely. Anything that obfuscates or runs the risk of changing the icon calculation is always a powerful card.
Especially in the middle of a story phase. Makes the story math much more difficult.
One of the things I love about that particular card and cards like it is the threat of the use is frequently more useful than the actual use that you get out of it.
Yep. And Jim's getting aggressive, coming right back at him. Those Stalking Hounds Got Terror, Combat, Arcane, Fast, 2 skill. If you get those into play for free, that's a very, very good deal.
It's a very strong play. May just be able to see him get back into this.
And Tom is drained out, so no Black Dog here. Think about using his abductor, yeah?
Yep. So if Jim wants, he can take Congress of the Keys up to 4, but it looks like he's just going to be
3-3, or 3-2. Tom has 2 of them there.
Like I said, it's definitely the right choice. Leave those domains open for.
Another obsessive elder thing should go back to Tom's hands, since it did not commit to a story this phase. Oh, there's Josh telling him. There you go. That's a very interesting game here. Lots of success tokens out there. Do a diseased sewer rats. Could knock off that stocking out when it comes into play. Wounded character skill 2 or less. Very powerful. That's why it's restricted.
Yes.
So Tom has a Descendant in hand.
Can resource the Black Dog.
Great cards there for Tom. And I gotta reread the Blood Magician. You might be able to also remove icons from the character. Add or remove, I believe.
I have to say, looking at the Summon of Ivan in Tom, I'd try and save that to make sure I could win the final story with that card.
There's a play. I'm just gonna go for that. Destroy all characters in play.
8 are being posted. One more round. Thank you everybody for sticking around to the end. It's been a great tournament. Best of luck to you.
More card advantage for Tom. Adding up and adding up. It's going to be difficult for Jim to counter that. It's only 1 story. 2 is going to be difficult to get off of Tom here with success tokens on him. Obsessive Elder thing is back. Looks like we'll go with the Congress of the Keys and snipe it from Jim. So Tom never uses Archmage's attach rate at all. He'd at least take a peek and see what's on top.
Jim is going to sacrifice
2 success counters to bring back himself from the discard pile.
No, I don't think so. I think he's just going to go ahead and let Tom have it.
Tom triggered Congress of the Keys.
Each player must shuffle his hand into his deck and then draw the same number of cards. Then the player who won this story draws 1 card.
More card advantage for Tom. Just adding up. Ties the game up 1-1.
The new story revealed is the open door.
So they both get a new set of cards here. What'd they get? So I see Degenerate Serpent Cultist, Frozen Time, draws a Stalking Hound, Primal Fear right back. Had those earlier. Faceless Abductor, and the Claret Knight. Resource the Serpent Cultist. Imagine you'll see a Claret Knight here. Probably a Faceless Abductor. There's the Abductor. Here comes the Claret Knight. Tom is drained out, so I'm sure Jim will send in the Claret Knight. And both of them.
Claret Knight is a very strong card.
Very strong. So hard to deal with. Tom has a Mist of Leith here, thinking about using it. To move that Faceless Abductor away to a different story. And there it is. Defends against the Claret Knight. Each have the same icons, one skill, so Jim will get nothing in the story. Claret Knight will stay exhausted, that's even more important.
Good play on Tom's part.
Yep. Oh, Jim sacrificing card advantage again for tempo. Returns a Absolute into his hand, shuffles Faceless Abductor into his deck. He really wants to get that second story. It's probably a worthwhile play. Tom's getting so much card advantage. Jim needs to try to get that second story quickly here. And so having success tokens on story also threatens playing a Descendant from his hand again, surprising Tom. Even though he doesn't have it, Tom will sure be thinking about it. Ooh, I see a Seer the Gate in Tom's hand.
It's always a fun
Mighty, mighty handsome character. We've actually had 5 women play in the tournament today. Very, very cool. And I hear many of them have joined the game lately because of cards like Seer the Gate and Jeremiah Kirby.
You think so?
Yes, that's the rumor. I believe it, right?
And you know what? Actually, I think I know where that rumor started.
No, I have no idea.
Yeah, okay.
No idea. I'll say Tom also drew himself. He uses the Archmage's Attaché, reveals a tear in time. Attaches to a story. Whenever he wins an Arcane Circle at that story, he can draw 2 cards. Nice card.
It looks like he's giving some serious thought to Seer at the game.
Yeah, play that handsome guy. Let's see him hit play. Come on.
At this point, I think he's trying to figure out
What's in Jim's hand.
Whether or not it's a good enough play now to
That's exactly what I wanted to see.
Gain the extra knowledge so that he can map out the next turn.
Yep. Looks like he'll do it. What's he going to name? I can't quite hear. He's got to read it.
Looks like he did not name the card, but he did see that Jim has a Stalking Hound in his hand.
And no Descendant, so doesn't have to worry about that sneaking into play here. Or a Black Dog. He probably named Black Dog, that's what I'm guessing.
That would be my guess.
Now he knows exactly what Jim has, so it's Peasy yet again. Still has that obsessive elder thing. He plays himself, the Archmage Arcanus. He's got Terror, Combat, Arcane, 2 skill. Costs 1 less for each neutral resource on the domain you use to drain for it. Can also sacrifice a support card to destroy another support card with cost equal to or less than it. So how aggressive will Tom get here? There's a potential to win 2 stories this turn. If he did, he'd win the game.
So if you were in this position, knowing what you know as far as what's in Jim's hand, what choice would you make?
That's a good call. I'd probably. I don't know if we get that aggressive.
It's a bold move.
He's going to win the story of 2 characters for surely, because 2 combat will kill a Cleric Knight. Just send him Archmage Arcanist by himself might not be the best play. I'll probably just send 2, win one of the stories, and try to win the next one next turn. He's going all in. Because Jim can't win the game next turn. Yes, no way. Tom's getting really aggressive. You're pushing it. Oh, I see. Part of the labyrinth can trigger that.
Yeah, if he triggers that and names the character, then Jim's board is
that's why
empty to the beginning of his.
I didn't even look at the stories, but yeah, that would do it. An underused story that looks like could win the game right here.
Yep.
Wow, congrats to Tom.
Yeah. Well done.
I sure looked at that story first.
It's a case where you always have to take a look at
definitely
those stories. A lot of players for a long time are just used to not ever triggering stories.
Yeah, I'm one of them. A lot of times I'll look at it, whatever. It's not Chaos Unleashed, whatever. But yeah, right there, it's a perfect opportunity to trigger it and win the game. So we'll see Tom in the finals. I believe the other match is still going on. I know it's Yogg and Miskatonic deck versus, I believe, Shub and Yogg.
That should be interesting.
Another Hall of Champions deck. So we'll see who wins that matchup and faces Tom in the finals for World Champion.
And as you can see, exactly why each of them got where they did at 5-1 coming into this. Very few misplays, a lot of, strong manipulation, a lot of board presence, a lot of card advantage. It really just turned out for Tom. I think that it really came down to that first decision, bring back the Descendant and lose those tokens on that first story that put Jim just a little bit behind.
Yeah, Jim went for the tempo and tried to win the game soon and gave up card advantage. And card advantage in the end looked like it paid off for Tom.
Tom just said just the right things at just the right time.
So at the end of the game, Jim had no cards in play. Not a good feeling.
No, never a good place to be.
So yeah, good to see Tom back in the finals again.
Yeah, I think Tom is going to try and go for that last title.
Yep. Last ever World Championship for Call of Cthulhu, so
hopefully we'll get an update sometime in the very near future about the result of the last game and see who is going to make that final push.
Yeah, I believe the other match was David Bergstrom versus Jeff Chase. David got second place last year.
And I believe Tom's single lost this turn.
Yes.
Today.
Yeah, he lost to David earlier today, and also Tom's single lost last year in the top 4. So
it would be impressive to see.
Yeah, if they face off again, see what happens. Tom gets his revenge, or David keeps his streak going on. Defeats the former world champion yet again. We'll find out.
So in regards to the metagame, where do you think things are at right now?
Actually looks pretty good. I was looking around the tournament today. We had 23 people, I believe, in attendance. A very good turnout for Call of Cthulhu. Especially since they had a cap held, and I know a lot of people personally wanted to play it but couldn't get in. So, but yeah, there's a pretty good wide mix of decks. I saw quite a bit of Miskatonic, some Explorers and stuff, lots of Yogg.
Yeah.
But also a good mixture of others. I saw some Syndicate, Silver Twilight.
I saw one one agency deck that was just solo agency.
Oh, mono agency, wow. That's very cool. I did see quite a bit of agency also, now I think about it. So I think at least 3 or 4 decks had agency in it, so.
Yeah, I think their box really helped out.
Yeah, the greater good. Helped out a lot. Great box, by the way.
Thank you.
Especially that one card.
I don't know which card you're talking about.
You know, Mystical Talent card that the ladies really like.
Are you sure? Because I would have thought you were talking about the conspiracy of Andrew's villain.
Oh.
The only conspiracy out there with no icons, no struggles.
Doesn't the Cunning Ruse also have no?
I'm sorry, what was it?
The Cunning Ruse that also does not have any story struggles on it.
Actually, I think you're correct.
We had that yesterday in the conspiracy tournaments. Mm-hmm. Very fun side event.
It's actually one that I'm a real big fan of. I'd love to see that that sort of thing continue on amongst the player base.
Yeah, that'd be excellent. So yesterday we had a conspiracy side event. We had 15 players for that. Another great turnout.
Impressive.
Had a lot of fun. Also had a Cthulhu draft happen the day before. I believe 8 or maybe even 10 players in that one. It's good to see players having fun with the Cthulhu side events, especially drafts, one of my personal favorites.
Yeah. Creating the draft set was actually a lot of fun. I really enjoyed.
I can imagine, yeah.
Being able to craft an entire card pool that people are going to get a chance to play.
Very fun experience. Players seem to really enjoy it too. It's a great way to play the game.
I was actually really pleased with the way that it turned out. There were, like you said, a lot of players seem to really enjoy it. Being able to bring that out as another form of sanctioned play, I think, is really helpful.
And it's a very different experience from the normal constructed tournaments, so I'm a huge fan of it.